Oh, shoot. No. I was about to echo myself to death. That's very unpleasant. Yeah. Things. Buttons.
Dude, let's not do that.
Yeah, no. Doot. I said doot. Come on. Load the video. Thank you. Now I can see the chat in theory. Don't play sounds. Thank you. We announce it here. And we announce it here? Question mark? Yes. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Have to redo my tweet because I put it in wrong. It's going to confuse some people, but that's okay. Copy pasta over here to here. And then alrighty then? Question mark? Maybe? Possibly? In this lifetime? There we go. Alright then. So we are going to be starting the 8th tale of the Tales of the Fall and Rise of House SupQit'aH, the defense of the Yov'Bot system. It is the following day. You've had some time to get a sense of your squadrons and your what chips you have, some reinforcements from House Rasa that gathered to the system. It'll be basically the following morning. So any stress anyone had will have been dealt with. And if there were, I don't think there's any breaches on the Duck-Tanaka, I don't think. No, you guys didn't get damaged.
Engage.
So everything should be fine there. So let's get to the action page. There we go. And we will cut over to the war room. Rasa would not need to be present. Joe, would you like to recite your proclamation to the Klingon Empire?
Sure.
Okay. I'll leave that music going.
This is going out on a subspace broad-beamed in open frequencies, not coded, through the Yov'Bot subspace relay system. Oda and his allies are on the bridge of the Duck-Tanaka when this was broadcast. I am Oda, Lord SupQit'aH, son of Kolek and captain in the Klingon Defense Force. I hold the glaive of SupQit'aH, and I command the Duck-Tanaka. Despite the lies of Banan and Gamola, House SupQit'aH has not fallen. SupQit'aH lives, SupQit'aH fights, and SupQit'aH will be gloriously victorious over our enemies and repay in full those who betrayed us. Already the tide of battle turns against the dogs Jamola and Banan, for House Rasa has returned to its place as a trusted banner house of SupQit'aH. Beside me fights Tarkin, War Master of Rasa, commanding all forces of his house. Beside me fights Sisir, Lord Singer of House SupQit'aH. Beside me fights Keldar, son of Karak, and next in line for lordship of SupQit'aH. Beside me fights every loyal son and daughter of House SupQit'aH, and every warrior of honor who gave their lives and their oaths to House SupQit'aH. And who opposes us? Gamola, who must hire mercenaries to do his fighting for him, and Ba'adan, who betrays not only SupQit'aH but shames his house with his failure to uphold the traditions of Kalas the Great. These two did not honorably challenge Kolek for leadership of the Moth, but chose instead to assassinate him like the scheming cowards they are. These two did not honorably challenge me in the fires of Bemoth, but sent more assassins, all of whom died on our blades in the Fort of the Fallen. Even as SupQuit'aH rose out of the flames on the star-hot engines of the Dakchanaka, spitting disruptor fire at our enemies, even as I and my loyal warriors defied them and gathered our strength, Gamola and Ba'anan lacked the courage to challenge me in combat as true Klingons. Instead, they reached out to their Ferengi comrades and Federation merchants to smuggle dangerous alien life forms known as Calket crystals into Klingon space, the same life form believed to be responsible for the destruction of Bemoth Station. And he hits a button transmitting record and sensor packet from the databases of the SS Valentina and security and internal sensor footage from the TBE Dakchanaka, detailing the transport of a pair of black boxes from the Ferengi trade station Terminus Parazol in the Shackleton Expanse into the Bemoth sector for delivery to the Yov'Bot system under orders from Gamola, and the eruption and destruction of red Calket crystals from the black boxes aboard the Dakchanaka. Well enough. Ba'anan and Gamola are too cowardly to challenge me openly and honorably, preferring instead to skulk in the shadows as assassins and conspire with aliens to endanger the Empire. Thus is treason piled upon treason, and thus have Gamola and Ba'anan challenged not only me as Lord SupQuit'aH, but the security of the Klingon Empire itself. So, for my own honor, for that of my house and of the Empire, I accept. Loyal warriors of SupQuit'aH, be you born of the house or pledged to it in honorable service and friendship, we gather for battle in Yov'Bot against the enemies of our house and our empire. As Lord SupQuit'aH and lawful Imperial Governor of Bemoth Sector, I call upon all true sons and daughters of Kalis to rally to the banner of SupQuit'aH and to glorious battle. Death to Gamola and Ba'anan! Death to traitors! Long live the Empire!
And with that, I will call for a presence command roll by Oda, assisted by House SupQuit'aH's influence roll and House Rasa's influence roll stat. So House SupQuit'aH's influence is 8.
8, yeah.
And I'll have to change the rolls, but we'll get to that in a second. For those who haven't seen the meeting we had earlier. And Ross's influence is 7. So not great help, but hey. It's better than no help.
Okay. So I'll give you a threat for bold.
Wow.
So let's see.
It's always a good day to start a game with more than your starting threat.
Focus in inspiration or in persuasion.
Oh yeah, definitely inspiration.
Okay, here's Oda. Looks like
5 successes.
5 successes. And then, so for the house roll, it's just the straight 8, or?
It's just a straight 8, yeah.
Okay. So that's just, oops. It's just 1 die for an assist. 8. Is it assumed to have a focus?
No, it's that's the downside of your influence and reputation. Actually, no. The focus range is the reputation of the house leader.
Okay, so let me go back here. So which will be 4. So 1 dice, 8.
Oh shoot! I should be doing that for the other game. Oh well. I'll fix that later.
Oh, complication on the roll.
All right. Tarkin, do you want to roll for your house assist?
No. So what would that be? Just 8, 7. Okay.
A 7 with a focus range of whatever your rep is. I think it's actually pretty high. Was it 4 now? Something like that.
Yep. Yep.
Probably the most highly reputable rasa in generations.
Yeah, I think I get an extra die to help kind of boost up the just reading the reputation things.
Yeah, you get like an extra influence when you're rolling for glory.
Yeah, that's at the end of the end of the night. This is just your house's influence, possibly adding to his speech, because he's invoking those names. Unfortunately, invoking House SupQit'aH's name didn't help him. Oddly, it actually complicated matters. Apparently, you guys have way more enemies than you think you do.
So, we had a difficulty of 2. We scored 5 successes for 3 momentum. So I'll spend 2 of those to quash that complication.
Okay, so you're gonna have 1 momentum.
Yeah.
Because you succeeded at this task, you now have unlocked the ability to call for reinforcements. So what that means, so normally in most STA, GMs can call for reinforcements to a fight by spending threat equal to scale of ship. That's not normally a thing players can do. You can do that now with momentum or threat. Basically, that's representing the fact that other Klingons, minor or major, said, you know what? I'm going to go over there. There's a fight going on. I want to be there for it. And they could show up. So if you want to have certain ships join the fight, you'd have to spend what's equal to its scale for it to show up. So that usually will mean if you want to buy multiple ships, like a full squadron of ships, you're probably going to be spending some momentum and some threat. But keep in mind, I'm probably going to start, since you've made this big call to your enemies, they're probably going to start pulling every favor they can as well to try to win this, because this is a big battle for the sector. Gaining Yov'Bot means if you keep Yov'Bot, you're going to have a shipyard. Then the most advanced one in the sector. So that's kind of a big deal for them. A big deal for you.
Cue Klingon battle music. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't want copyright strikes. That's why I haven't played it. Being real.
Yeah, I'll claim fair use for my poor little rendition there of half a bar.
All right. So the first scene is actually before everyone else gets into the room in the war meeting. The Lore Singer would want to speak with you privately, Hud.
Okay.
Joe, I have news to report about your younger cousin, La Rorik.
What is his condition?
I've gotten reports from Zenny Station. Despite the cure, it seems that the ravages of the poison have rendered him into a state where he is... Well, I'll be honest with you, he is dying at the same rate that the nanites in him are trying to save him. He is caught in a loop, and they are not sure how to advance it without imperiling him to the ravages of the nanites, Borgifying him. We still have scientists looking into it, and it is possible that if we are able to contact the Federation, we may be able to ask them for their help, or even independent doctors. But at this point, there's nothing else the doctors of Zenny Station can do. I don't like reporting that a member of House SupQit'aH is in such a disreputable state, but it is my duty to inform you as the head of the household, since he is not in a position to request his rightful exit from this life.
So, the treachery and poison of our enemies has put him into the disgraceful position of not being able to properly die in battle. Would you agree?
Sorry, say again. The player was distracted for a second. The GM was.
So, the dishonorable use of poison by our enemies has wrongfully disgraced my cousin, by putting him in the position of being incapable of dying in battle and only capable of dying a soft and extended death from the poison and our attempts to cure it. Would you agree?
She thinks about it. I could see it that way, Joe.
If that is the case, then I could declare the Moktovar, and when we return to station, restore my cousin's honor by ending his life with my own hand.
She nods.
Assuring his entry into Stovokor.
As you will. So it will be done, Joe. We'll maintain him until the appointed time.
If I should not survive this battle, it is my wish that whoever succeeds me as Joe SupQuit'aH will see this carried out. He is a loyal son of the house and deserves an honorable death.
I will stay in this life for as long as it is required to ensure that duty is done, if it needs to be done.
I never doubted you, Lorsinger.
With that house family business out of the way, I believe we can summon the War Council. Joe?
Agreed.
She hits a button on the counter, and the rest of you waiting outside are told that you can come in. Good day, everyone. The morning of battle dawns upon us.
Do we have any intelligence of the opposing forces?
If we can accept the reports from the Federation Station, Section 31, the strength of the main fleet should be cut by about a third, although undoubtedly Ba'anan and Gamola will have called in what reinforcements were nearby. According to La Torg's sources, Ba'anan is fielding 3 Barrels and a Katinga, while Gamola's section is 1 Ichapar, 2 Nausicaan cruisers, and a Galore, mercenary vessels, Oda says with contempt. The Banan forces will likely be the command and control ships based upon our information, while Gamola's by far have the superior weaponry and fighting power. Banan has command +4, Gamola security +4.
Yeah.
And what of our ally ships, Oda?
What sort of reinforcements did have come in, GM, from...
Everything loyal to House Rasa currently has been summoned. The manga was already here. The subway is here, and the Kolu has arrived as of this morning. Plus, and actually, I'll pull up the map at present.
So that's a Cavort and a Pachnom.
So there is... Whoopsie. I zoomed in way too far. So, of course, there's the Doctrinaca, the manga. Lumped into that currently still. I mean, you could move the manga into SupQit'aH, obviously, but what she existingly had was the manga and the 2 other ships, plus all the fighters they can launch together. Doctrinaca can launch the 2 fighters plus 2 single-seat fighters. Also for Irasa is the battle base and the shipyard and the beacon. They can't move, but they still have... They can still fire... They can defend themselves from attack.
Okay. So what scale are the small fighters like this? Scale 1?
Yeah, these are all scale 1s, and the heavy fighters are scale 2.
Scale 2s, okay. So right now, like, this group is a scale 6 battle group.
Right.
2 2s and 2 1s. It's 4. The manga I know is a 5.
15 total for this group.
Yeah.
And this group is 12.
Those other 2 ships are the same class as the manga, or are they different?
They're different, but scale-wise, they're similar.
Okay.
They're primary. They're one's a covert bird of prey, the other one's a multi-role escort. But they're all scale 5, like big ships. But they're mainly geared for repairs, rapid repairs, and crisis management. So they have the Rasa special power, being able to repair things more easily.
Right.
And the battle base has a total of 19 once it after launching all its fighters.
Okay.
Plus its own scale.
What about the shipyard and the beacon?
Shipyard is essentially scale 8. The beacon is scale 4. Neither can launch fighters because they're not designed for that. The assumption is the battle base and whatever ships in the area would defend.
Okay.
What's the battle base equipped with? Does it have like torpedoes for long range, or is it mostly close?
They have a combination of disruptors and torpedoes. So in fleet combat, what you're looking at is you can only hit something that's in an adjacent sector to you. Either the same sector as you or a adjacent sector, because it's simulating that it's the whole group coming at each other and exchanging fire and then breaking apart to a safe distance. I don't know. For example, you can split up groups. Like you could, for example, split up the fighters from the base to be its own squadron, or split off the fighters to be 2 separate fighters, or join an existing squadron. Like, I imagine you're not having the Doctrinaca sit by itself as a scale 4, because it's pretty exposed that way. Right. But I just wanted to let you know that just so you know what the order of battle was at present. Right. And as for additional reinforcements, that's up in the air. You have no idea who's going to answer the call yet or not. Unless you start spending threat and momentum, then people start showing up. But until then, you have no idea.
Right.
Shall we just even up the numbers? Maybe put one of these with Doctrinaca and then put one of the smaller ones with this fighter group?
Yep.
So about 10 scale each.
It would be good if we can get since we have 5 players, it'd be nice to divide it into 5 groups for each one of us to, so that each group, because it's really handy for each element to have a player role capability.
Because one thing all of you would know as well, strategically speaking, the Klingons attacking you, as much as you have incensed them to come at you with almost everything they have, if not everything, their goal probably isn't to blow you away. Their goal is to take out the base and the shipyard and the beacon if they can. Like, take out as much of your local resources. They can't really invade Yov'Bot because that would require gaining orbital superiority and then bombarding the heck out of it. Because Yov'Bot, you can't just land on Yov'Bot and attack. There's too much debris that makes it too hard to invade that way, and that's by design. That's why Yov'Bot hasn't been captured for a very long time. You capture the space around it, and then you capture the planet.
Right. we've got some defense force. The base has a fair amount of defense forces, and plus it's got by far the most firepower of the 3 quote-unquote stationary things. We need to get some mobile defense forces around the beacon and the shipyard. Each of these groups of 4 small and 1 large fighter is scale 6 total.
4, 5, 6. Yep, that's right.
So I'm suggesting we assign one of those groups of 5 to the shipyard, and another one of those groups of 5 to the subspace beacon.
Something like this.
Right. What's the... I don't think we have any vessels with a con of 4 or higher, do we?
No, they'd have the only things that can move fast are the fighters. No one's at a high enough con.
Right. Do fighters get an extra?
Small craft are presumed to have that power, even if they have a low con, because they're so tiny.
Good to know.
So that means this one's been up by 6. So instead of 8, it is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 14. And this was 4. It added 6, so it's now at scale 10. And that can I'll set that over here for now, in case I need it again.
All right. And then...
Oops. Nope, no.
So both of these are scale 5, so this would be a 10 if we took one of the birds of prey and added it to the Dakshinaka group. That would put... that would make 9 there. Or we could combine this fighter group of 6 with the Dakshinaka of... to make 10, but that would we still get the fighter bonus if those fighters are added to a speed bonus if those fighters are added to a ship that does not have that higher con?
As long as the majority of the fleet has that power, it gets it. The downside is you would lose your vicious power because they don't have it. They have the speed power.
Okay. Well, I think that happens in either case because I know the Rasa capital ships don't have the vicious power either.
Yeah, they have the engineering power.
That wouldn't lose it because the heavy fighters have it. They have security 4 and engineering 4.
They have engineering 4?
Well, the Havtok does. The one that
and even the non-tricked out one, the Havtok 2 would still be okay. It wouldn't have the cool cloaking device and quantum torpedoes, but it could still have decent security and engineering.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, geez, I have that wrong then. Yeah, this has the speed power, the vicious power, and the engineering power.
Okay, so yeah, let's combine the Dakshinaka and that fighter group.
Okay, so since they're not their own thing anymore, you're joining them. So you keep the vicious power because the majority of them have it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. Only 2 of them have the engineering power. So you just keep the vicious power and the speed power.
Right, and then the Rasa group of capital ships, that will be our primary mobile way to recover quickly because they all have the engineering power, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah. So basically,
it looks like anything near the shipyard or the battle base will have the recovery advantage as well. If I'm reading your wrenches right.
Yep. The only Rasa facility that doesn't have the engineering power is the subspace beacon. It has the sensor. It has a unique power to it that it can have absolute broadcast control. So long as that's active, you can call in reinforcements. If they gain control of it, they can start waving off reinforcements or calling more reinforcements for themselves.
Okay.
That's basically your super communicator, basically.
Yeah, I think the Task Force Doc Tanaka will be the command group and also kind of the rapid reaction and reinforcement for the facilities that we must protect. Task Force Manga will be our kind of ranging strike group. Ooh, the origin story.
Friggin' gosh darn it. Trying to pull the token there. Jeez. That took longer than necessary. There. Shoo darn you. There. Move this over there.
So it looks like we have our 5 groups. Oda's going to stay aboard the Doc Tanaka group. And we will be operating visibly from the beginning on. I recommend that the Task Force Manga kind of start the engagement cloaked so that they won't know exactly what our total forces are.
Is it only the manga that has that ability to fire with the cloak? The other 2 ships don't.
That would be correct, Tarkin.
Yeah.
And Tarkin, you're gonna want to be a little louder. You're very quiet.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Would it be possible for me to lead the manga group?
That works. Okay. What? Does Tarkin have any objections to that? Because that's Rasa fleet, and you are the War Master and effective Lord of that house. Or do you want to lead your own people?
I think Tarkin will take over the base. That's probably
Okay.
So yeah, we'll talk and do that.
I can take the
Okay.
subspace beacon.
Okay. So Amdris, that leaves you with the shipyard,
Okay.
which is vital.
And that puts Torg here.
Quick question, GM.
Mhm.
Does Amdris being of House Gamola, does that? Well, it's probably something I'll have to roll for, but get some insight into if we come across any House Gamola forces. Like I may have an insight as to their ship's maneuvers or their
You can give me insight.
little things here or there.
I'll give you.
Is that something that I can generally try to get an insight for?
I'll actually give you a roll for that. I'll give you insight plus Connor command difficulty 2, to see if you can give any tips on how to fight Joe Gamola.
Okay. So insight plus con. So let's see. 10 plus 5. Difficulty 2. Okay. So number of dice 2. 15. And then discipline is 5 because it's con. And complication number is 20. 2 successes.
Yep, got it on the head. I'll send you some information about your house leader, as you are familiar with his tactics.
To start, can you move the Task Force Doc Tanaka into the same zone as Yov'Bot 1? That'll put us in position to
So
be able to respond
put you like this.
pretty quickly to any of the 3 main targets.
Oops, I should probably put you on a higher level. There we go. Actually, you know what I should do? I should put you... Hold on. I know how to fix this. The problem is you're on the map layer. That's my problem. There. So crowded. But... right.
And we need to have... You said the communications relay had sensor capabilities that were special.
The beacon? The beacon, as a action, it can attempt to scan for cloaked ships in the in any area adjacent to it,
Okay.
and it can rely. And if you get the Diff 3 task, it's a Diff 3 task. If it gets it, it sees it. or sorry, if it's a hero action, it's a diff 3 task. If the station's doing it, then it's an opposed role versus the subspace beacon squadron and whatever they're trying to find.
Okay.
Then that needs to stay within our grasp.
Well, if our intelligence is correct, I would be surprised if Gamola has given the Nausicaans and the Cardassians, whoever's got that cruiser, cloaking devices. So I would expect at least those 3 ships to be visible, probably to direct our attention while maybe Ba'anan's full Klingon squadron comes in under cloak. But we shall see.
Keep in mind, I'm also operating under cloak as well.
Right. I'm just saying that, were I them, I would send my uncloaked ships in to try and draw us out and draw our attention, while keeping the cloaked force under cloak for an advantage run, which is pretty much what we're attempting to do as well.
So for the manga, I'm going to be doing hit and runs, pretty much.
Well, we're going to start out with you cloaked. The manga itself can fire when cloaked, but your other 2 vessels can't. But all 3 of you have the ability to cloak, so you're going to be kind of our ace up the sleeve until and unless we need to reveal you to attack. And remember that you're kind of limited in the ways and the things you can do as far as moving ships and attacking by the mechanics. So
yeah.
If he wants to attack while cloaked,
you've got a lot of noise going on in the background, like a TV or something.
Yeah, it's drowning you out a little bit.
if he wants to attack while cloaked, does he count as a scale 5? Because only the manga?
Well, the thing is, if the manga is the only one that's cloaked and firing from it, then essentially, yeah, he'd be scale 5, because the other 2 ships can't fire from cloak.
Okay.
Oh, the plus side though, they won't be. The retaliate roll won't do any damage to the manga because they can't see them. So all they're rolling for is to make sure they're not being damaged.
Right. Cloaking and decloaking, are you counting those as actions?
Yes, it's an action to cloak or decloak.
So you could decloak, attack, run, cloak. If you had 3, if you'd rolled for an extra action successfully. Correct?
Yeah, if you have 3 actions, then yeah, you could go decloak, fire, cloak again.
Okay.
That's actually a rather standard tactic for Klingon commanders when they're in fleet combat.
Is cloaking, do we still have to roll for it, or is it automatic in fleet combat?
It'll be automatic in fleet combat because you have enough time to do it.
Okay.
So, do any of the smaller fighters besides that one in the Doc Chanaka's force have a cloaking device?
The only fighter that has cloak is the one that was upgraded.
Okay.
The other fighter in your group doesn't even have it. It's something that only that one has because it's been tricked out.
Right.
Well, if the manga has more utility just being in cloak, maybe reassigning those other 2 warbirds.
Well, but
Do you think it's worthwhile?
the risk you run is So like the manga attacks, and it stays cloaked. You do run the risk of, if they manage to pinpoint it and fire on it, then it's only defending with 4 dice instead of its 5 because it's already attacked, and the group it's facing may be rolling, 10, which makes it almost impossible. And the manga would still only get like the 2 actions and the 2 hits. Whereas, with those other 2, that's our strongest unit of with 15, the scale of 15.
Yeah, I think I was reading where the number of challenge dice really makes it lethal, right? I think that's what you had mentioned.
That combined with you only get 2 hits, so you're not dealing with, your scale when it comes to breaches doesn't come into play like usual.
Okay.
And keep in mind, like, actually all 3, except for the beacon group, all the other groups get the repair bonus. Or, wait, no. Every group except Doc Chinaka and the beacon group get the repair bonus. Doc Chinaka gets the speed and vicious bonus. But that's also Keldar, something you and Oda can. That's also a player roll that you can make to allow regrouping without rolling, so that you kind of automatically regroup.
Yeah.
So where do you guys think we ought to position the cloaked manga group to start? So we have no idea exactly which direction they're coming from.
Then would it make sense to put them near sun?
Say again, you're very unclear.
Would it make sense to put them near the star then? More central location?
Right.
I'm not all that picky as to where I start.
Well, it's just the you've got a limited number of zones you can move, so we're trying to get you somewhere where you've got the best chance of getting to where you need to be quickly and still being able to attack.
How many zones? Would it be 2 zones? Wait. I'll move 2 zones. So advance. I can move 2 zones.
And you can attack things that are adjacent to you.
Yeah.
Well, it looks
So-
like being close to the star still gives him that flexibility.
Yeah, if he's like here, maybe? From there, he can get to any of the 3 main points we have to defend. And still have an action left. He can automatically mess with,
Mess with anybody I want.
So, seems like the most vulnerable is the beacon as well, right? That has the lowest scale.
It is scale 10, the shipyard is 14, the base is 19. Yeah, it's the weakest of the groups currently.
Yeah, that seems to be a good position for the manga because at least it could move up to there. Or
Yeah, and plus you've also got cover from the Doc Chinaka force as well. Yeah, without knowing where they're coming from, we're just kind of positioning blindly.
good. Yeah, I think that's the best we can do until they turn up.
Yeah.
Looks good to me. Looks like a pretty fortified position.
All right. I think we have our order of battle settled, says Sasir. So, Gamdris, you were doing some research over there during the meeting. Is everything all right?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I saw you were doing some research. Is everything all right?
Yes, I was remembering my time with in-house Gamola and the tactics that they like to use, and if Gamola will be showing up himself, he definitely loves to put a personal touch on things. He loves boarding, and he'll be on the boarding party. I've been on one such mission myself. He does not shy away from getting his hands dirty. Also, he does not sort of go for. He does not go for fame based on kills alone. He likes to go for the jugular, and when he has an objective in mind, that will be his sole focus. He'll be aboard his flagship if he shows up, the Valkyra, which is a formidable warbird. But I do know that House Gamola, cutting off my character. How do we know that? Like you were saying that HUD Odo was wanting to start off the battle with one of the ships or one of the groups cloaked. Has that been established yet, or is that just something that we were sort of like contemplating outside of game? I'm still getting used to like going in and out of like what I know in game and out of game sort of thing.
I believe that was the site you guys wanted the manga group to start off cloaked. Like it's going to start the battle at cloak.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I believe that's what was discussed. Is the manga will be cloaked going into battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
As she can attack from cloak, but my two sister ships cannot.
Okay. So I then going back as Soga Amdros, I'll say any sort of cloaking attacks are not able to be used by House Gamola. So if he does show up, the forces we see will be the forces that have come.
As I suspected, it will be Ba'anan that we will have to be on guard against for a cloaked strike.
So I have a name for my prey, eh?
All of his ships are cloak capable. Now, the question will be, what will be Kamola's goal? Will it be the shipyard? Or will it be the upstart Joe of SupQit'aH? If we can make him determine that his goal is the latter, then we will be able to control his actions.
Indeed, HUD. Unfortunately, I do not know what his true objectives are, but once we do ascertain them, I do know that he will be directed mainly at that, and almost to the point of essentially tunnel vision.
That is excellent intelligence. Well done, Andros.
Yes, Hud.
Would it be worthwhile to preempt this and go and assault and attack Gamola himself?
If it is possible, I will see to it that he gets a one-way ticket to Grethor.
Are you proposing to pursue Gamola and board him yourself? Talk.
Aye.
It is well. But, Torg, you and I, as commanders of the mobile forces, must be sure not to find ourselves out of position to be able to support and protect the bases in the system. That
I
is
will board and only board when I see that everything else is safe and sound and I can proceed without complication.
well done.
I will either board or I will incinerate that ship.
I will say that we must hold this system and its resources at all costs. What we do here today may determine all of our fates, and beyond that, the fate of House SupQit'aH and the fate of the Bemoth sector entirely. I do not like this supposed involvement of Gamola with the Calquet crystals, and for all we know, Anan as well. I fear that there is more happening here than mere internal house politics.
Aye. I get that sinking feeling as well. We have not seen the last of those damned crystals.
Believe there may be Calquet crystals aboard their ships.
Or controlling one or both of the House Lords. Or their advisors. I cannot say. But we know that these crystals apparently have significant psionic powers. And if they have managed to subvert the wills of Gamola and or Anan and led to this assault on the Bemoth system, I think the only possible interpretation is that the Calquet crystals are moving against the Klingon Empire in an act of war. If that is the case, we must determine it and take the appropriate action.
Aye. For dealing with those damned crystals, I prefer to do it at range. Don't care to feel their heat of fire again.
So we distribute the data about the Calquet crystals across the fleet, and in case we are boarded, or perhaps we may become alert to their presence.
Agreed. See to it. Also, we should warn the Chancellor about the crystals and the attempts to smuggle them into the sector.
Very well, Hod. And he distributes the information across the fleet channels.
And Oda will try to get the information about the crystals and them being smuggled in Empire and all of our data to Chancellor Martok.
It'll either be a momentum and a threat, or it's a reason engineering task, difficulty 2, assisted by computers engineering.
Kelda, perhaps this is something that you may assist with or lead.
Agreed.
Investigations.
Two, it's yeah. And a threat for an extra die.
Okay. Keldar goes over to one of the consoles in the war room and begins organizing that effort.
Will this be assisted by the Dakchinaka or the relay?
It would be the Dakchinaka. The relay is what's making it possible for it to securely get to Martok without interference, because it's too powerful. They can't jam it. It's
the relay's the advantage. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and here is the Dakchinaka. Ooh,
That's
that's
two.
2.
Nice.
So you actually gained 3 momentum off of that.
Ah. Awarding myself threat again.
I know they look cool, but you can't have them. Run your own game.
I don't know why I keep doing that. Maybe it's reversed in another game or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know.
Because threat is usually red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Threat's usually red.
But red's is a good guy color in Klingons.
That's true.
It's very true. The color of blood wine.
Well
Yeah.
done, Keldar. Is there anything else we should ensure before taking our stations?
The one thing I might suggest, Hud, is that win or lose this battle, we need to ensure that we maintain as much of our forces afloat as possible to pursue invasion of Bamoth or where the Tagi fleet is based out of. This is the first battle of a much longer war. The more ships we have captured or active at the end of this battle will be the vanguard of the war to come.
So.
And indeed, we are like this war will be. It will not be the first Bamoth has faced, and Kalis willing, it will not be the last.
Well said. So, fight well. Die with honor if you must. Preserve your forces and grow them through glorious combat.
Kaplahod, your orders will be followed.
Kapla. Victory to us all. Kapla.
Perhaps today is a good day to die.
You will all be
Let's do so
remembered.
with honor.
Blaster fire.
So people start filing out of the room. And I think we'll go into the next scene. Do.
That is gonna stop me.
Torg, you got an open mic, man.
Sorry.
Yep. Alright, so the main guy's going to start off cloaked. Everyone's in position.
Is this the beginning of the fleet action scene?
This is the, it's about to start. I'm about to lay out the field.
Okay.
Is there anything you wanted to do before enemy forces arrive? Because you did have plenty of time to get your ships in order and get people where you wanted them to be.
There is something I want to do, but I need to do it at the top of the scene when the fleet battle commences.
Oh, you're thinking a rally?
No, actually, it's a determination spin that the Klingon book gives you.
Oh, what determination spin? That maybe you could do it at this point. I'm not sure.
Special techniques. You spend your determination to gain access of a single talent for the duration of the current scene. And I was going to spend it for, what's my value? Read. Great deeds, great songs to get the talent fleet commander for the scene.
I'll let you do that now, actually. But as the forces are arriving, you're sitting on your bridge, watching as all the ships start, as your various officers of the fleet start reporting in.
All right.
Lord Singer standing at the communications panel behind you.
Let me roll challenge dice for veteran. Yes.
Ah, you lucky.
I get the momentum back.
The threat back, you mean? A threat.
the determination. Yeah, that's what we're both saying.
Oh, determination back. Very nice.
Yeah, veteran's awesome when it goes.
Yeah, when it fires, it's the first time it's fired since I have it. So that was
So
positive spend of value.
down this way, ships start warping in. Up this way, some fighters start warping in. And I'll come back, bring your attention back down here so you can see where they start the fight in. They're going to come here. And Gamola and his Valkyra are going to come here. A little further back. So at you guys will actually start the fight because they kind of you guys have advance warning that they're coming. It's hard to hide that you're warping in unless you come in under cloak. And the ships that came in didn't come under cloak, so it's this big blazing heat energy signature coming at you. It's hard to miss it. So you guys have plenty of time to go, oh, here they come. So which one of you wishes to act first? Which squadron wishes to act first? That's a better way to put it.
So, we can't. Did you say that we can't take like a normal activity like scan for weakness and stuff like that, or just the fleet actions?
It's so if you're doing like an equivalent of scan for weakness, that's actually the equivalent at fleet is you're allowing your fleet to have a free reroll on attack on its attack dice pool.
Okay.
So you're basically be instructing everybody. Okay, here's what I want everyone to do: focus on this scan, look for this weakness. Let's hope that we find it. Because the fleet can't do that, but you as the hero, La Tarkin, can instruct the battle base and all the fighters. This is what I want everyone to be doing. And if you succeed, it'll fire. But the difference is you have to choose. At fleet combat, it's weird. You have to choose if it's your attack dice or your defense dice. So if they're attacking you, you're rolling your defense pool. If you're attacking, it's your attack pool. So if you acted now, I normally won't give advice like this, but you guys, this is your first fleet combat for almost all of you, so I'll be a little generous here. If you go first before they do, you'd want to have your defense dice ready to go because that's what you'd be rolling to attack. And when one side attacks the other, whoever gets the most hits on essentially challenge dice equal to your scale, that's the side that does damage to the other side. If you just tie, nothing happens. You just kind of stalemate and nothing happens to either side.
I think
Okay.
my ball force would go first.
Oda will roll for an additional action for his group. Well, I'll kick things off. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for an extra action for my
Okay,
group.
so you're trying to do an extra action. I will treat that as presence command, difficulty 3.
Okay, with Fleet Commander in effect, it goes down to 2.
Okay.
Let's see, take a threat for die 3 and bold.
Sure.
Strategy and tactics for focus.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And Mit. That's 4 successes. So
Okay.
2 momentum. So we're capped. I'm going to direct Task Force Tarkin to strike the enemy. Basically, you can do that. It's just like a normal direct, so you get an additional action that you can take right now, but you'll still be able to get your 3 full actions when it comes around to you.
Note, they're not adjacent. They're at a diagonal. It has to be this way or that way for them to attack each other.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry, I was misreading that then. Then in that case, okay, got the extra action. I'm going to take. Okay, hopefully I'm not going to move the planet with this. It doesn't look like I'm going to.
I moved it to the map layer. You should be fine.
Okay, cool.
Do you want the manga to start its approach on the Valkyrie?
I'm
For
going
the
to advance. I get to move 3 to there.
Whoops. I'll grab those fighters.
Oh, sorry. I thought I grabbed everything. I don't think they're on my layer. Nope. Advance to there. And then pull this up.
It turned your token. Whoops.
And we can't move diagonally, right?
No. But you can move. You can move through a hostile square. So you can go into their square and back out of it again,
Right.
or stay. Go into it and stay in it.
Right. Okay. So
Right.
then I'm going to feint Gamola's thing here.
Okay. So you're
This
painting.
is Oda, Joe SupQuit'aH. Meet your death, traitor. So fainting. So I don't want to confuse the board. I actually get to move 2 because of the speed. So I'm going to wind up after the feint here, or I can just move straight back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but you can move straight back. You can move like that or like that if you wanted.
These guys are coming up, and there's a cloaked group somewhere. So yeah, I think I'll move in and back out.
Okay.
For the feint.
So their defense dice is reduced by 2.
Right, and then
So they're effectively at 12.
going to make an attack run. Since I can move 2, I'll do the same thing, run in and then run back out.
Chat says, "Glory to House SupQit'aH." Lots of strategizing happening in chat about what you guys are doing.
Where's the Twitch stream? Pull that up and kill the volume.
So you're rolling with not 4. That's not right.
I think we're 10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're rolling with 10. They're rolling with 12 with vicious.
We also have vicious, and
Oh, you have vicious. That's right. Yep, you're right.
does the 12 count their 2 that they lost for the feint?
They started with 14.
Okay.
It's 9, 10, unfortunately. Oh, wait, no. You beat him. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have damaged his squadron. After the exchange of the rather brutal exchange of fire between the two fleets.
I'm walking
Nice.
Also able to use momentum to re-roll those challenge dice similarly?
You can only knock down 1 pip per attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no way to bring it to him. However, I can spend 2 to allow us to keep the initiative.
Yeah, because I'd like to get the manga into range.
Keep in mind, there's a cloaked force out there somewhere. But
As was previously declared, I'm after this son of a gun.
okay.
So Torg, it sounds like you wish to do something. What is the first action? Your hero action has to come first. So do you want to give your group an extra action? Do you want to?
I'll give an extra action.
And don't forget the guys up here to the north east.
Okay, so extra action would be presence command difficulty 3.
Oh, shit.
3.
Yeah.
Just roll going through.
I need to roll.
Yes.
Let's see. What's our current momentum at?
4.
4, but don't you have bold command?
I think I might. Give me a second. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so spend the threat for the reroll.
If I need to. That's blah blah blah. Let's spend the momentum for a die.
Wait, you can buy a threat with it.
Hold up. If you use the momentum, you won't get the reroll. You have to spend the threat for the bold to use your reroll.
A threat to the bull.
So I'll take the threat instead of the bold if you want.
Take the threat.
Yeah, I'll be. That is 2 hits. So I assume you want to reroll that 16.
Yes.
That's just enough. You have 3 actions for your squadron.
Okay. And how many places can I move in one action?
With advance, you can move 2.
Okay, I think I'm gonna move down to here. If I can.
Okay, so you move here.
For one action. And then would I be within range to attack?
You are, yep.
I'm going to attack.
Okay, are you going to just attack with just the manga, or do you want to decloak the whole squadron?
You know, let's go for shock and awe. Let's decloak everybody and just all out.
Oops, that's okay. So if you're going to attack, you're rolling with 15 dice. They're rolling with 11. And actually, since you only move, since as part of an attack you do move 1 square, do you want to just move into their area, or are you going to move into like an adjacent area?
I was gonna stay in the adjacent and attack from there.
Okay, so.
So 15.
Oh, quick question: are you intending to board as part of this?
Not this round.
If they lose a second one, the group gets destroyed. Just so you know, they're at damage status already.
Like I said, either my goal is either destroy or kill him personally.
Fair enough. Just wanted to let you know. All right. So give me.
D6.
Yep. I roll 11.
Rolling. Nice.
That is
14, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 hits for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I count 13.
So technically I would win, right?
They got more hits than you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So as you decloak and attack them, Gamola's squadron responds to the flank rather adeptly and actually manages the damage of the manga squadron.
Okay.
Do you still have an action?
No, he's out.
I should have one action left.
But because you got damaged, you lost one of your actions.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Action goes to the enemy, unfortunately. Gamola's not in a great place, so Gamola is going to try to do the heroic action of regrouping his squadron. Because, oh no, he's getting pummeled here.
The blaze out? What is going on? Drop the course to run.
Open mic, Korg.
What are we gonna do? How are we gonna...
Give me a second.
He doesn't have a focus that helps with this. Actually, this is expensive, but he needs to succeed. 1, 2, 3. Activating his determination. Through the wisdom of the past, shall we win the victories of the future. And he's able to recover his regroup. We know that's going to happen. We're just checking if I gain any threat off it. That is... be this. And probably this, honestly. Nope, he just got it. Because of his determination spend. This is not a good place for him to be, so... His defense dice resets, because his turn's activated. He is going to... flank speed. Move here. He is then going to withdraw a little bit to here to get those two, get his defense dice back.
Right.
And then he's going to attack run. Sog Amdris's group. As Gamola is an experienced raider and seems to take this assault with calm. And over the comms, he says back to you, Oda, "Victory and honor to the victor. Should I die by your hand, it'll be a glorious death. I'll ensure yours is equally glorious." And he laughs as his fleet flees away from the pincer attack and goes after Amdris.
Oh boy.
Amdris, you are rolling 14 dice. Against his 14, he has vicious, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
14 dice.
Challenge dice, 14.
Challenge dice, rolling 11 challenge dice.
13.
Oh,
14,
challenge
15,
dice
16,
there at the bottom of. Okay.
Yep.
Challenge dice, number of dice 14. That doesn't look good.
It would have been great if you had vicious. Unfortunately, his raiding group hits you with a barrage of fire, and you are finding your fighters unable to screen him, and the state shipyard's becoming damaged. Turn goes back to you guys. I might suggest Amdris tries to repair his group. Just a free tip.
Yeah. Because we
Okay.
can't really do things.
Okay,
You can
I'll
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
You can make a player roll to regroup without rolling, which means you just get that pip back. But you also have the engineering scores to where you get a bonus for every effect when you try to regroup. Regroup, you have to roll a number of successes equal to your scale. So you would need to roll
14.
But again, you get the equivalent of vicious because of your engineering scores. Or you can do the difficulty 3 roll and it'll just happen automatically.
Okay. In the shipyard, I'm assuming is not really movable.
Yeah, the shipyard can't move, but the fighters can. The fighter group can move.
Okay. Well, I need to defend the shipyard.
If you take...
Go ahead.
Quick question. If you take an attack or feint option with... Like, if Emrys were to do an attack or feint, would he roll the full amount or just the amount from the fighters?
He rolls if he's attacking. It's presumed that the shipyard's firing its long-range weapons while the fighters advance in and then retreat back. So whenever there's an attack roll for a stationary target, it doesn't move because it can't really. That's That's the advantage of stationary targets. They're not forced to move around like ships are.
Okay.
Also, the disadvantage is they can't disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can disengage. They just can't move when they do it.
So that pip is the red pip, right? Because I think I saw it go away. So I
Yeah.
took quote damage.
Yep, you're down to one more hit before you're disabled or destroyed.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to repair. So I'll go with the suggestion that Oda had with regards to the first option he was mentioning.
Okay, so you can do that. The thing is, hero actions fire first. So without knowing whether or not that is going to work, you have to decide if you're going to give your group an extra action, free reroll on attacks, or attack dice or defense dice, or something else. Or repairing a adjacent group, because that's a thing that your engineer thing does, which unfortunately no allies are adjacent to, so you can't repair anybody other than yourself.
Or were you talking about doing the automatic regrouping with your roll?
If he's doing the automatic regrouping, he has to get a presence engineering difficulty 3. Which I don't know how easy that is for you, Andres.
Yeah, my presence is 7 and my engineering is 3. So, and you said I would have to get a presence engineering 3 as in 3 successes with that?
No. You'd be rolling with your target number would be 10. You'd have to get 3 successes total. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right. The difficulty happens to be 3. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
My brain.
Okay. Let's see. What would you say is my best bet? In terms of, I just want to heal. Just want to heal right now. That pip.
With a bit, and this is just me being generous, with 14 dice and vicious, if you didn't have the engineering ability, I would say try it even with yourself, because that's better chances. But with the pip, you might get lucky. So you might be better off getting yourself an extra action, or giving yourself a defense reroll ready to go in case they come at you again. Unless you intend to attack, then give yourself an attack bonus. And hope and pray that other pip fires.
Yeah. I'll be more on the defensive, just because I have a stationary target. In the shipyard. And can I use my values or focuses or values here? Or is that not a thing?
You can do that because you're the hero of the fleet. You're the reason why this fleet's doing stuff.
Okay, I'll do a focus combat medic. Would that work here? It's not really medic. It's medic, but it's for machines. So
you're thinking, so the role you're trying to do is give yourself a reroll in your defense dice. Is that right?
Well, I mean, a lot of this is confusing to me. So
okay.
I'm wanting to be more defensive.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, I'll take a look at your sheet.
Are you asking what actions will help you be more defensive?
Yeah, because I don't know what my capabilities are, and I know I have a scale of 14, and I'm down. I'm down 1 pip. That's about as much as I know at the moment.
You can probably take a player action to, is it like either re-roll any number of dice for attack or defense, or the third one, add 1 challenge dice to your group attack or defense. So in the fleet engagement rules, if you open that up.
Engagement rules, okay.
And right at the bottom are all the player character actions we can take.
Yeah, and we do have 4 momentum still on the board, so the add an additional challenge dice plus an additional die for each momentum spent to the group's attack or defense once before the group's next turn. You're in a pretty good position to take advantage of that right now. If that was the extra action, just the success that you're going for.
What page was that on in the manual?
102.
That you were mentioning, Tarkin? 102?
If you scroll right up to the top of the journals here, it's the fleet engagement rules that Covidium has added.
Oh, in the Discord, okay.
Yeah.
In the roll 20.
Oh, the roll 20. Okay. Shoot.
Just so you guys wouldn't have to keep paging through the book all the time, because you might have other stuff you want to look at. I was like, I'll just put that there so you guys can save yourself some time.
Okay, so this is in the fleet engagement rules. Okay, I see here.
Yeah. Because that's in the Starfleet Command book. Buy now at DriveThruRPG or any other store you can get from. Not sponsored.
Okay.
Yet. No. Probably not being sponsored. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so I have to regroup, so it means the damaged vessel or group moves. I have to move 1 zone and then regroup.
You're a station, so you don't have to in this case.
Oh, I don't have to. Okay.
Yeah. Or rather, you can't. A better way to put it.
Okay. Equal to the group or vessel's defense, adding +1 for each. And my group or vessel's defense is the scale?
Right.
Okay. For each effect, if regrouping vessels are within the same zone as a ship with engineering or medicine. And sorry, I apologize for taking so much time.
No. That's part of why we're doing the fleet engager, because there's going to be more down the line. Better to figure out how it works.
Yeah. For regrouping vessels with an engineering or medicine. So how do I know what ships I have?
So that's why I have the icons to save you some time. If it has the gear icon, that means you have a high enough engineering that's firing. So you have that, and the battle base has it.
Battle base,
for example.
For the engineering for the regroup. Okay.
Right. If it was medicine, I'd put a heart on it, but they're not a medical ship group.
Right. Okay. Then I will do a regroup roll or action.
Okay. For Amdris, or you want that to be what the shipyard's going to do?
Was the shipyard damaged or my fleet damaged?
The whole fleet's damaged because you're all grouped in together.
Okay, it'd be for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that as your player roll, or you want to just roll it as an action? If you just want to roll it as an action, I would suggest you do take the player. You make a roll as a player to get something. Okay. No, not necessarily to regroup, but be sure that you do that, because that's always handy to have that extra thing. So, but you have to do that first. You have to do your player thing first.
Player action first. Okay.
Yeah. The hero gets to be heroic first before the fleet does.
Before the fleet does. Okay.
And that's at the bottom bit there.
Defended 2 additional attacks this round, but the targeted enemy counts as... Okay. I will... What's the force... what's the scale size of Gamola's ship?
14.
14, so it's even. And if I do an attack run, he has a chance to damage me during that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. A little risky. Feint prepares the attack vessel group in the same zone. No attack is made, but the target enemy counts as having defended 2 additional attacks.
So whenever you get attacked, you lose one of your scale worth in dice. So instead of 14, you'd be rolling 13. But if you feint somebody, they act as if they were attacked twice, so it goes down by 2.
Okay.
That's what Oda did to him earlier.
Okay. I will do... I can't move anything, so a lot of these are difficult.
Okay, those aren't your player rolls. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom
Oh my goodness, okay.
of the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is some sort of difficulty 3 task, depending on what you're wanting to do. And those are some of the things that you can do by the fleet action rules, but also, depending on what you want to do, you can talk with the GM and maybe do some other things.
Okay. Okay, I'll say, I'll take my player character action and I'll do 1 extra action. Can
Cool.
I do that?
That will be presence, command, or con, because you do have a fighter group with you. A sizable fighter group. Difficulty
Okay,
of 3.
presence and con. Difficulty 3. Okay. Presence con, that's... Number of dice is 2? Or am I using this is my player character stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you can definitely buy more if you want.
Oh, okay.
You could probably get a
full
focus at this point to help you with it. I'm not. There's a like fleet tactics, or something related to that.
Okay. And the focuses are specific ones, correct? It's not just something.
It can be general. You just don't want to be too general that it almost never it's with approval, but generally something like fleet engagements works. If you go, the more narrow you get, the more I'll likely say yes, but it's also weaker because you can't use it all the time.
Yeah.
Or starship combat.
Yeah, that's more
that'd be
general.
for helmsman.
Okay. I'll do the one you just said.
Starship combat.
Oda. Yeah, Starship combat. So I'll put that in there in my focuses.
Cool.
Starship combat. Okay. So I'll use that focus, and can I buy another die with was it 1 momentum for the first die or 2?
1.
1. Okay. I would like to buy 1
Okay.
momentum.
You have
Or
bold
use-
cautious at all as a talent.
What was that?
You have bold or cautious, because that helps with rerolls in case you don't hit your target number.
Okay.
Like cautious
Why-
con or command, yeah.
I have also old lessons. If I fail a con task, you gain a free D20 on my next con task attempt.
One of the Gamola abilities, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You do have bold con, so instead of a momentum, you might want to spend a threat because that lets you get a reroll. And to buy the 3rd die, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So instead
I
of
do have
spending-
bold con. I do have bold con. I see there the talents. I'm sorry. I was forgetting that the talents are down there. Okay. All right. I will do that then.
Okay.
Can I give back the momentum?
Got it.
Okay. And attribute plus discipline, that was 12 because that's presence plus con. And number of the focus is 5. And the complication number was 20. Okay. Damn it.
Do you have a value you'd like to proc to use to reroll?
You can reroll that 20. You've got bold.
Oh, that's true. You can just reroll the 20 without using your value. That's true.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reroll the 20.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah, I'll reroll the 20. So I do task roller, number of dice 1,
Right.
12, and then 5, 20. Okay. So 2 successes. So I did not correctly do it, correct? or successfully do it.
Right. Yeah. The only way you could possibly is if you did a thing. Spend your determination to reroll that 16 in the hopes that it will come up as success. I don't know if you want to spend that at this time though for that.
And you said, what does your cool house talent do?
It's old lessons. Your forebears had countless tales of exploits, blah, blah, blah. When you fail a con task, you gain a free d20 on the next con task you attempt.
Hey, you're good next round.
Yeah. Okay, well then, since I failed that one, then I just go to my squadrons.
Right.
Okay. I'll do a regroup on that one.
So 14 challenge dice.
Okay, number of dice 14.
Stretch. 13, 14. Yep, you got it.
Yep.
You've gotten your group is able to regroup and get rapid repairs during the battle, and you get your action back. You now have an action.
Okay. So I want to take it back to Gamola.
Okay.
And I'll do so what Oda did was he did a feint and then he did an attack run.
Well, he fainted, and then later on, Tor came in with an attack run.
With an attack run, okay. So I'll do a feint as well. So if someone comes up next to him,
Okay, so he's
next
down.
one does it.
So the fighters come in looking like they're getting ready to attack. The shipyard starts doing some pot shots at long range. Gamola starts reacting to it, and then the fighters, just before they go for their run, they pull away. So Gamola spends a lot of time reacting to something that isn't going to happen.
Nicely done. That sets somebody up nicely.
Yeah.
Unless you guys spend 2 momentum, the turn goes back to them.
Who has not gone yet?
Keldar and Tarkin.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we pass it on. Can't
Okay.
really touch it at the moment.
Sounds like we're letting it roll over to the enemy.
The fighter group is going to advance away from the manga battle group. Turn the little marker.
It's very complicated.
And it's going to advance. Wait, it's going to do attack run, sorry. And they're fighters, so they can move 2, so they can move up here to support their commander. And they open fire on the shipyard.
Oof.
Lucky you, Amdris. You figured out what their objective is.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I found out what the objective is.
You would be at 13 dice, but you've since acted before since he attacked you, so you're rolling 14. They're rolling with 10 with vicious.
Okay. So number of dice 14.
12, 13, 14, 15. 15 total.
Okay. So this is the challenge dice, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, come on, man.
And the fighters put you back to damage again.
Can you spend the momentum to reroll the zeros?
You certainly can. You might get it. That's true. Yep. If you tie, that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's enough there to get it.
And I can't do any like personal values or anything.
No, because it's your whole squadron reacting to it.
Squadron. Okay. I'll steal momentum and. Oh, denied. My bad. How do I do that? If I. What?
There's your momentum.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I just re-roll. You said the zeros.
So 1, 2, 3. So 5 challenge dice.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
5.
Nice, you won.
Give me a break with that roll. Come on.
Well done.
That hurts me.
Glorious.
So as the fighters look like they did more damage than they thought. For a second they thought they won, and as they're pulling away, The shipyard and the fighter just kind of play dead for a second, like, oh yeah, you totally beat us. And then they unleash into their backside and rake them as they're pulling back into position.
Then all those hidden rapid-fire photon torpedo pop up.
Oh, fighters! You lost to you almost got blown away by a shipyard. Come on, get it together. Don't make me send Klingon Gordon Ramsay after you. Turn goes to you guys. It's either Tarkin or Keldar.
They're gonna have a problem in a few minutes.
What can we do? Because we're really not in range, because we're both just outside of range to do anything, right?
Yeah, the only thing, if you wanted to advance out, you'd have to send your fighter group out. Which you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have a 9 group surrounding the base.
I think maybe Keldar should go, because he's probably more in range with other opposing fleets than I am, so maybe do some prep work or something.
Okay, so if you go with a 9 group to attack, you'll be evenly matched, because since they've already attacked, they're down to 9 as well.
On their attack dice, not the defense dice.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
So they're at full 10 still. And they still have their vicious.
If you used your
player action
to get to do the spin momentum thing, it's a risk either way. You could also board.
board the fighters.
Fighter on fighter boarding.
Oh yeah, they're damaged. So
You beam up a bunch of extra warriors from the base onto the scale 2s, and throw a bunch of warriors onto those unsuspecting fighters.
Well, does Keldar
we could potentially take over that fleet.
Say again, Tarkin?
I was just wondering whether Keldar wants to go, because otherwise I will just maybe do a player action to boost an attack and attack the fighters here.
I think you should go ahead, Tarkin.
Okay.
Board him. Take him for us.
If it's possible to board, because that's what we want to acquire, right? More ships.
You could. I have to ask, what is your player action? Your hero action?
Tossing up before regarding any reroll or add 1 challenge dice. I think re-rolling is better in terms of opportunities, so the second one. So he'll probably kind of rustle up all the forces here, tell them of the battle plan to try to look at best ways of boarding these shuttles, looking at their technical specs, finding their weakness, and harry his forces towards them.
I'll take that as either presence, control, plus engineering, or security. Difficulty 3.
Okay. None of them are really my specialty. Let me see. Would persuasion use as a focus, as he tries to kind of figure out the best way and convince these Rasa soldiers that his tactics, although he's not a tactician, would be the best.
I'll take that. I'll take that focus, yeah. No worry, guys. I got this. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I will use 1 momentum to do that. Actually, I think he's gonna use a value. There can be no progress without risk, so I think this is
Yeah.
this is a risky thing of boarding, fighter on fighter boarding. So I'll use that value to get 2 additional dice and use 2 successes, and then use this one to 1 momentum to get an extra dice.
You'll need to spend 2 momentum or a momentum and a threat, because your determination die counts as your first die.
True.
Ah, I see. So I need to use 2. Yeah, I'll use 2 because I'm not sure how this roll will go. Sorry, just trying to get my sheet up.
Yeah, that's why we got scale 2s in our fighter groups. You can pack them with warriors and board.
Okay, so it'll have to control and presence are the same. Engineering is better, so that's 12. Focus is 3. Oh, there you go.
4 successes.
4 successes, so 6 successes, and since I've got veteran, I get to re-roll, check whether I get the point of determination back.
Yep, so roll 1 challenge dice. Nope, it's gone.
And nothing. Okay.
Alright, so
Is
they
that
have...
correctly? Is 0 Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. You want 1 plus effect if you wanted it to stay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you've given your group the reroll on attack ability, I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I will attack that.
So you're going to send your fighters after them?
Yeah, I'll send the fighters.
Are you going to go into a fighter yourself, or are you going to hang back at the base?
No, Tarkin will strategically command them from the base.
Are you boarding or just shoot?
Boarding, as you suggested, to try to take over those fighters.
Oh, yes. House Tarkin, like a virus taking over the enemy.
This counts as a new group that's been created. Because they split off. They have the speedy ability. And because they are Rasa, they also have the engineering ability, oddly. So this group is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's all right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry. I was cheated you there. 9. All right. So your action for the base was to tell them to move out and do their attack. So this group will be able to act again when your turn comes around because they have their own turns. So give me 9 challenge dice. I'm rolling 10.
Alright, here we go.
Oh no. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14.
I can re-roll any number.
How
which
many?
Really, it's just 1. Isn't it?
You can re-roll dice that have already hit in the hopes that you get 2s. Because right now, you can't critically fail. You either fail or you don't.
You've got 3 zeros in there, so...
Do I? I can only see 1.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong...
Yeah.
1. Yeah, may as well roll the 1s, right? 1, 2, 3, or... Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna roll 7. All or nothing.
Okay, yeah.
Keep in the 2s.
Yeah, keep the 2s. Nah.
No. So unfortunately your group tries to board, but they are repelled and get damaged in their attempt. But thankfully that only damages the fighter group, not the base, because it didn't do it. Although the downside is it's now reduced down to 10, because it's a station. That was Tarkin. Do you wish to spend 2 to keep the turn, or do you wish for it to go over to the enemy?
No, I think we go over. Pass it on. momentum.
This group up here is finally going to move. They're going to advance. And then attack run, but they don't go for the shipyard, they go for the beacon. Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, that's what they'll do. So 9 versus your 10 there, Keldar. They got 11 flat because they don't have the vicious ability. Do you wish to reroll any of your dice with the momentum?
Yes.
How many? Oh, my coffee's out.
4.
I'd start with those 4 zeros.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely at least 4. Reroll 8. Yes.
Say again?
I'll reroll 8 dice.
8.
I don't know. Opinions. Should I reroll all of the ones as well?
No,
I mean,
just
they-
the 4 zeros that's close to.
Yeah, I mean, you need 3 to draw, in which case nothing happens, and 1 more could get you the victory.
I would just roll the 4 zeros. Keep the 8 you currently have.
Okay, I'll reroll the 4 then. 4.
8 and 4 is enough. As they attempt to attack the subspecies beacon, you're able to direct your what defenses the beacon it has, which isn't a lot, and the fighters to repel their attack and cause them some significant damage. Turn goes back to you guys. Keldar, you're the last to move. And the fighter group down here, to be fair.
Go Kelda. Take them out.
So I will roll my hero action for an extra action.
Okay, I will call that Press plus Command, difficulty 3.
Will I spend the momentum for an extra die?
I believe that's a yes.
Yeah, it was easier to do that than unmute at the moment.
No, that.
Do you wish to value spend to reroll those that 16-15 or just leave it?
Yes, let's spend toward a crippled target is more dangerous than a dead one value.
I don't think I'd take that. You're not the one that's crippled here.
But they're crippled and I want to kill them before they retaliate.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. Yep.
I think you should board. We already know there are like 200 to 500 warriors in that station.
That is true.
Nope.
Oh. Okay. Then, yeah, I guess.
So
I will take my action to do an attack run for boarding.
Okay. So you're rolling your 10 versus their 9, since they're defending and you're attacking, so your dice are still set.
Nice.
I mean, I successfully capture the group.
Your warriors charge over, beaming over and beaming their guys out and beaming your guys into the fighters.
Yes. Kapla, Keldar.
Nicely done, Keldar.
And can I use my second action to activate the special ability scan for cloaked ships? Does that have to be an adjacent sector? Is that what you said?
It has to be an adjacent sector, yeah.
Well, okay.
Do you want to just take a peek around to see if anyone's hanging around you?
Yeah, the sector to the south, essentially.
Roll your scale in challenge dice. So 10. Duh. I don't know why I said your scale. There are no cloaked vessels there. You know that with all assurance.
Okay. And I guess that's the end of my turn.
Turn goes to them. Cloaked ships move in secret.
Stupid cloaked ships moving all secret. There's a snake in my boot.
Love the Disney reference.
Ships that are cloaked continue to move in secret. And that ends their turn. You now have your allied squadrons that can move. No hero actions, but you guys can give them direction as to what you would like them to do, and they will follow orders, because you're the most senior person on them is probably, at best, an ensign. Probably some sergeant on there.
Which one? Are you just talking about like this squadron here? Or
I just realized you couldn't see the pings. This one and this one. The special ability of these ships, by the way, they do have the command ability, so they can, as their action, tell someone else to take a turn, as if they were passing on orders to somebody. They basically give up their action for someone else to do something.
maybe we should combine them to make a super fighter group. Because at the moment we've only got 9 here. It's not really as effective.
Yeah, I think since you boarded them, you can decide what to do with them.
Keep in mind that if you combine those two groups, they'll both lose their special ability of engineering and command. They'll just be a fighter group that can move fast. But they're big, because they'll be a big mass of fighters. And also keep in mind they're both damaged. They're not at full strength. Although, that said, because this guy's adjacent to a friendly engineering base, they can roll their dice as if they had the engineering power. And this group can kind of do that on its own. Actually, yeah, that's right.
Okay, this fighter group isn't damaged, just that one.
Right.
Okay.
What do you want to do with your fighter group, Kelda?
I would like to regroup them.
Okay, so roll for me 9 challenge dice. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's enough. Your warriors are able to quickly acclimate themselves to the ships and find that there are various spare parts and redundant systems built into the ships that the fighters probably weren't aware of, and they're able to get them to full strength. They now have a second action they can use.
I think that then they will use the advance action. And since they're... Well, actually, hold on. They have the command ability, right?
Right.
So...
They can command anybody who's in their square or adjacent.
So I could command Amdris's people to take an attack run on the IKS Valkyra group.
You could. The Valkyra would be rolling with 12 because Amdris has already attacked. He'd be rolling with 13 instead of 14.
That seems like a good idea to me.
Of course, sounds like it to you. You're not the one being shot at.
You wanted to attack Gamola's group with the fighters you just took over?
No, he was going to command these guys to attack here.
Yeah, the GM is laughing, so that seems like it might be a bad idea.
What's the Gamola's rolling? What, 12 or 14?
He's rolling 12 currently because he's still under the effects of that feint.
And Andrus is rolling
13 because he's... oh, wait, no, he didn't... sorry, Amdris. I'm lying to you. You didn't actually attack. You feinted, so you actually have your full 14.
Yeah. The GM could be fainting too. He has his own tactics.
It's true. And don't forget the Donald Duck...
Oh.
Sorry, the Daffy Duck creeping stealthy ships.
What is...
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst idea.
What is the strength of the fighter group to the southeast?
They are 10 currently. Actually, they've been... whatchamacallit? They've been attacked or... No, they didn't attack. They attacked and lost an attack. So they're at their full 10 with Vicious. I put you back. Oh, you're so far away. Oh, don't fall. Okay.
Yeah, let's order that group to attack. Ambros's group to attack the group to the northeast.
This guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Ambrose, aren't you lucky? You're getting orders from Keldor through the fighters. Hooray.
Mm-hmm. Let's you and him fight.
Roll 14. I have to roll 12 because I'm being attacked again. Oh no, that's a bad roll. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. That is. Do you wish?
Got a lot of zeros.
Do you wish us to re-roll some of those dice?
We got one momentum, and you only need
you won
2 to
already.
match him.
Ah, no, that's right. Yeah, maybe all the zero.
I'd like to, yeah.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so I reroll all the zeros. Is that correct with the momentum?
Yeah, we roll all the zeros.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7.
That does it.
Better.
15. Nice.
And I'll be generous. You didn't say it, but were you intending to board them?
Keldar or myself?
I don't believe we...
Like with the attack, was it a shoot to destroy or shoot to capture?
Well, he attacked Gamala's group, and that's not damaged, so I don't believe he could have board.
Oh, he's attacking this one. I'm smart. Wait, no. Yeah, you're attacking these guys. Sorry. I actually rolled too few dice. Didn't I? No, I rolled the right amount. Didn't I? 12. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I confused myself to high heaven. My bad. So yes, what actually happens, GM, who's supposed to be paying attention, Gamola's group suddenly gets attacked. Keldar passes some orders to the fighter group. Fighter group, with its superior communication systems, passes the orders on to Amdris. Amdris, responding to the order, actually launches the attack against the Valkyra and his escorts, catching him off guard and damaging his ships. The turn goes to... the enemy has no other ships moving at the moment, so it goes to these guys.
Are these fighters able to group up with Ambros's fleet
Uh,
to join with them with the two actions that he has?
but it only has one action right now because it's been
Oh,
damaged.
thank God. Okay.
If it manages to recover and get to 2 actions, it could join up. You can't have a damaged group join a. If you have a damaged group join an undamaged group, it brings them down to damaged.
Yeah, I'd recover that group for sure.
Yeah, I think so. So it just, I guess I'd just recover it and move it here, just for defensive purposes.
Fair enough. Roll 9 challenge dice to see if they recover their stuff. They basically have vicious for this. That's more than enough.
Yep.
So they get their second action after rapidly repairing themselves.
Okay.
And where do you want them to go?
Then, can they go there and reinforce Andrus because he's under assault?
They can, yep. So they'll reorder. So da and da. So many ships.
So if they're in there, does that mean the scale is bigger
Yep.
overall?
It just jumped up by 9.
Ooh.
So you're now at effectively 23.
Okay.
As that space is now packed with fighters.
Kamala is intent on taking you over, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And as that's the end of the first round, I am going to be right back. I'm going to refill my coffee, and we're going to go on a short commercial break. But I'll be back very soon. And just for those of you who are still on the thing, the commercial's going to be probably 10 minutes. 2 minutes. So it's going to go to a thing on Twitch, and then it's going to hang around. So I'll be back.
To you by our sponsors. Yov'Bot.
Fruity OT bar makes a man out of a mouse.
Thank you.
I don't think they have them in Australia.
So, how do you feel the battle is going?
Fairly well, but I think we're about to get smacked hard. I'm thinking there are at least 2 cloaked battle groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And currently the Don Chinaka and the manga are still fairly uninjured, so,
Now the manga's down 1.
well, don't I have the ability to recover?
I don't
maybe.
think you had enough actions in your turn to do that.
Yeah, you do, but I'm just saying currently you're damaged.
Yeah, I will repair that and then they'll head up to the main battle area.
So you think there are only 2, or do you think that there are possibly more than 2?
I think there are at least 2. I'm not confident enough to say that they're only.
The Nan forces aren't here yet, so.
Yeah, except for this little group here, and we know their capital ships were the ones that had the ability to cloak, which could mean you may have one group that's a Katinga and a Burrell, and then second group that's 2 Burrells, or any combination thereof, depending if they might have more ships than what our intel leads us to believe.
And we are back Just gonna get myself back on screen again.
I am reluctant to draw all of our forces up north.
All right, so
I might suggest that Task Force Manga regroups cloaks and repositions rather than charging into the fray.
I was thinking that myself.
And as the round comes to an end, I'm going to be spending some threat for reinforcements from the enemy to show up.
No. And that's one threat per scale, right?
Yep. So it's very expensive, which is good. It means I can't do it all the time.
How much scale is a board cube?
That's not reinforcements. That's just a new attack.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I'll summon 3. I'll spend all my threat.
Oh, if they show up, I'll fly to the nearest asteroid field.
That's 4 scale
Grab
4.
Grab a rock and sling it at them.
4 scale 4? I thought you had 12 threat.
12, so I can only summon 3.
Yeah, 3 scale 4. Sorry.
It's okay. I appreciate you trying to cheat on my behalf.
With vicious.
Probably get rid of these ones. And since you guys were the last to make an action in the last round, the enemy gets to go first. So 3 Galar attack cruisers start warping in. They are going to warp into... not here. That seems like a bad idea. Over there sounds bad. We'll warp it down here. Actually, no, I summoned them at the... Yeah, so they warp in. New round.
That's still within attack range for the manga.
Yeah, I'm gonna treat it as if the first action was them warping in. That's what I'll do. That seems fair. So the turn will go back to you guys, as those are Gamola mercenaries warping into the system.
Do you want to go first, Torg?
Yeah.
Can
I still use my bolt command?
What's your hero action? Sorry.
Bolt command.
That's not an action. That's a roll. What are you trying to do?
To get an extra action.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So presence command. Yeah. Difficulty of 3. Sorry.
I'll spend a threat to get an extra die. Ooh.
That is only 2 hits by the look of it. You do have bold though, so you do get to reroll at 15.
I'll reroll the 15.
Yep, that's 3. You have an extra action.
Alright, let's first off, I'm going to repair my ships.
Okay, so roll for me 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 was the target number. You are repaired.
Awesome. My next move is to move into attack range of this group that just appeared.
Oh, this one? Okay. So you're going to turn. You're going to attack run them. All right. You roll for me 15. They roll for me 12. They have vicious. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Whoops. Taking the first roll.
The
1,
computer was lagging.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's enough. You turn around and you rake fire on the new Galar class cruisers, who and you, because of their surprise at how nimbly you were able to come into the fight, they actually get damaged from the attack. Do you wish to spend? The only way to keep turn would be to spend 2 threat. Otherwise, it goes to them.
He's still got one more action.
Oh, he did. He spent 1 to repair, and then he attack round.
Yeah, but he also made his.
Oh, he made his roll. That's right. Yeah, he has 3 actions. You're right. Yep.
So if I could suggest, I'd move where I might move here and disengage. That'll bring up your defense die back up to 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hold. His defense die haven't been affected. He hasn't been attacked.
Oh,
It's only his attack dice that are down by 1.
Right.
Can I attack again?
You can with 14 dice, and they would be defending with 11 dice.
Still, odds are in my favor.
Remember, we want to collect chips.
Do you wish to board them? Attempt to board them?
Oh, why not?
Okay. I presume you're going here to do your attack run?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops, that wasn't right. Try again, GM. You know what you're doing. Whoopsie. That's the wrong direction. Oh. Whoop. So I roll not 12, but 11.
I'm still rolling 14.
You're rolling 14, yes. 16. They got 18, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's a tie.
Can they re-roll the threat?
For a threat, you could re-roll your some of your dice, like the 4s that are doing you nothing.
1, 2. Can I also re-roll the 1s as well, or?
Right now, you're
Actually,
sitting at a tie, so if you just get 1 hit, you're winning.
I'll re-roll the 2 4s.
Got it? That's enough.
Nicely done.
They have been captured.
Man, we're getting quite the collection here.
Don't get cocky, kid. Oh, sorry, wrong franchise.
I always love Gandalf quotes.
Oh, boo.
No, I'm just kidding.
Gandalf, that was
No,
Harry
I know.
Potter.
I
Turn goes to them, I believe, unless you're spending 2 threat to keep the initiative.
I don't think so.
All right. So much for me spending the threat for you guys to show up. Thanks for coming to the party. You're great help. This is not good. That's a lot of fighters, Gamola. What are you going to do? Well, Gamola, he's going to try to do his heroic action to heal his group. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I need a stat page. He can't use his value again.
Swing, bada, 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 swing, bada, bada, bada.
Pretty much.
In essence, he has the extras, which that's why I spent. That focus will apply. It's still that and that, honestly. So I'll spend one of the threat to buy a die. Whoops. That isn't right. That's challenge dice. I succeeded all of them. They're below 6. Is plus that and that. Three successes plus one more, so I actually gain a threat out of that. Good job, Gamola, as he's able to rally his group together. As he's been in near-death experiences like this before. Responding to chat briefly.
Are there? No, there's still those two cloaked groups, right? That we haven't accounted for.
At least one cloaked group, if not more.
Correct.
Oh, Gamola, what are you gonna do? You can't do the cloak thing because your fleet has too many non-cloakable ships. You can cloak and save yourself, which that's not really a thing you do. You can't attack your target because there's too many fighters there. I mean, you can, but that's 14 versus 23. Even with Vicious, that's kind of a near... That's not great odds. This base is looking pretty juicy, though. So he's going to... advance to here, and then attack run to here to hit the battle base.
Does he have a... Oh no, he used just a heroic action. Okay.
So he's attacking with 14 versus your 10, Tarkin.
Challenge dice.
Yeah. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 versus 7. Do you wish to spend threat to reroll any dice?
No.
So Gamola, seeing that one target is fairly well fortified, notices there's a weak point in your line and decides to stab at it, and manages to do significant damage to the battle base. Turn goes to you guys.
I'll go after this.
Okay.
What is the red group here?
Those are friendly fighters that Keldar captured.
Okay. So I was hoping to stick it to Gamola, but he got away. So right now, the fighters that are in this area, can I control all of them or just my initial 14?
You control all of them. They're put under your command now because they're melded with your fleet.
Yep. Remember, before you move your fighters away, that the shipyard is one of the big targets, and there's at least one cloaked group out there that we don't know about yet.
Yeah, no.
Don't leave yourself uncovered.
Yeah. I was just thinking then of taking out the group next to me there.
Yep.
Or capturing them, rather.
Do it.
Yeah, you're rolling 23. You're rolling 23 versus their 10. They have vicious, but the odds are very much in your favor. But before you do that, what's your hero action?
Yeah, my hero action is, let me bring up the fleet engagement rules again. My fleet action will be, my player action. I'll go with one extra action again.
Okay. Pres plus command, difficulty 3.
You said presence plus command?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I get to use my House Gamola if I need to, right? It says when you fail a contest, you gain a free D20 on your next contest.
Please
So
get
I
down.
get that now.
No.
Oh, you could use con instead. Yeah, actually, because that's what I did for you last time. So you could use it here if you wanted.
Yeah, you can actually get the extra die here.
Okay. Okay, so you said presence plus con, so that's 12. Number of dice will be 3 because I get the old lessons plus 2.
How do you
Old
think you're doing?
lessons, yeah, plus the 2 original, so 12 presence plus
Yeah.
con.
Open mic, Torque.
Okay.
It's alright.
Focus is 5. And complication is 2.
Oh, I roll back. What am I doing? What am I sitting here for? Oh wait, I'm not. You're not attacking me.
No.
Sorry.
So difficulty 3, so I don't get the success.
Yeah, you'd have to re-roll the 18 somehow, but otherwise it's just a fail.
Did you buy an extra die, or did you just use the?
I just
con?
used the old lessons,
Okay.
so.
He has the old lessons again.
Can I?
Do you have determination?
I do have a determination I haven't used yet. I guess I can try to use that. Does that allow me to re-roll?
Yep. You just need to say which value is being applied for this situation.
But depending on what you want to do, you could save your determination, and if you think you can do what you need to do this round in 2 actions, I mean, you're okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll save the determination then. And then let's see. I will. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna get another turn or not, but oh, screw it. I'll use the determination now.
Okay. To what value?
And value, I will create a new value.
Okay.
And it'll be glory. Glory goes to those bold enough to take it.
Hey, that sounds nice. I'll take that.
Basically, yeah, glory goes to those willing to take it. And then so I'll just re-roll a 1 die, correct?
Yep.
1 die, 12, focus 5, complication 20.
That's 2 successes. You actually gained a momentum out of it.
Excellent.
You have a bonus. You have an extra action for the for your fleet.
Okay. And then you normally have just 1 action, correct?
Well, you normally have 2. You're now sitting on
2.
3.
3. Okay. So I will, for the first one, I will try to capture the group right here. Yeah.
Okay, so 23. I roll 10.
Okay.
Now I roll 10 dice. Oh, jeez. Are you... even if I reroll those zeros... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on 6 is 16. I'd have 8,
You never
9,
know.
10.
Spin threat. It's
Try
fine.
it, yeah.
Try it, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Reroll
9,
all
10,
your dice.
11, 12, 13. 13 on 6 is 19. The math doesn't work. No. That's unfortunate for them. Wah wah. They are going to be captured by Amidris's fighter group. So that's 10. They have the vicious quality and the fighter quality. I really should leave that on there. Oh well. We can fix that. Vicious quality. Boop. Oh, they're still damaged though, because they were just recently captured. Amdris, are you going over to the fighters or staying where you are? Because you did board.
Oh, I did board. I will come back and stay with the shipyard.
Yeah. All right. Unless you're spending a momentum and a threat or 2 threat, the turn is going to go to the enemy. For all that's worth.
Is the action? How many actions did I spend there to do the board?
Oh right, you still have more actions. I'm trying to cheat you. I'm sorry. The fleet action just did. You did get an extra action. You attacked, so you still have like 2 actions sitting in your pocket right now.
Okay. Attack.
One of them can be repairing this group. That is a thing you can do because you're an engineering fleet.
Am I able to? Are we able to like utilize them right away, as like a?
Well, you're using this guy's action. Like they'll be active this round. Like if it comes back to you guys, this is a valid group to activate.
Yep, repair
okay.
them there.
So if you roll, you would be rolling your 23 to get there, and you're trying to get 10 hits.
Okay.
Do it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Then I'll repair the newly captured fleet.
So as your fighters are over there boarding, before they come back, they start doing some repairs before they leave the fighters behind. With new people.
Okay, so.
This is where you roll zeros. Come on. Do me a favor. Do me a solid. No. They're at full strength. You still have 1 action left.
Okay. Could I direct that group to a location?
No, you don't have that power.
I don't have that power. Okay. Let's see here. Is there anything I can do? Really advance moves. I don't want to move my fleet.
Yeah.
Because as we were saying, that we would probably want to keep them as guarded as possible.
You could disengage is a thing you could do. That would basically be your fighters coming closer to the shipyard to help shield it from attacks. So give you +2. Give you a bonus to your defense pool. There's no work task to do because you're not trying to invade Yov'Bot currently. Trying to think what else you could do.
Seems like really the only thing I can do. Everything is dealing with movement. I'll
or sending out the fighters if you wanted to break off a fighter group. I don't know if you want to do that.
What do you guys think? Keep the strength there because the shipyard seemed to be the target, or kill off a couple to help?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, I'll just disengage then.
Okay, so
Give
you're
myself a little defense.
So you're effectively 25 to attack.
Okay.
Come at me. Watch this swarm of fighters just bunch around the shipyard. Go ahead. Come on. Come out of cloak. I dare you.
Pretty much.
So
I think that's all 3 of my actions then.
Okay, now I get to say, do you wish to spend 2 a momentum and a threat or 2 threat to keep the initiative, or shall it go over to them?
I think just go over to the enemy.
All right.
Maybe we should try to.
Yeah, I think maybe we should keep it.
You want to keep it? Okay. Okay.
For 1 and
So,
1?
yeah, yep. And Oda will go if nobody has any objections.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd like to disagree with the Oda or with the HUD. No, I'm just kidding.
The Oda.
The HUD.
So player action for an extra action for my group.
Okay.
Take a threat for bold command.
What you trying to do?
Extra action.
Okay. Yeah, presence command diff 3. That's an easy roll.
Oof. I'll re-roll the 20, and with my fleet commander in effect,
Oh,
still, yeah.
Yeah, I brought it out to 2.
Okay, let me re-roll the 20 with bold. There we go. So gain a momentum.
No.
Okay. I'm going to direct this fighter group to feint Gamola.
So you're gonna. Oh, you can move 2. That's right. So you're gonna move like.
No, I'm directing.
Oh, you're directing.
Yeah, I have a fleet commander in effect, which means that I can treat any ship I'm on as having a command of 4+, so I can direct.
So you can direct anyone who's adjacent to you.
Long range.
Long range?
Yeah, the direct action, one other vessel or group within long range.
Oh, long range. Sorry. Heck, I could have done that earlier. Long range on this scale is two zones.
So one, oh, that's right. I'm moving diagonally, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so fine. I will, in that case, then, I will.
Well, I will say that if you do move to a better position, you could give them the command once you're in a better position.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to move into the same space as the battle base, and then I'm going to feint. And then I'm going to direct these guys to feint.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So ultimately, you're gonna feint because feint me you move
Oh, wait
one.
a minute. Let me think.
Because you can go 1-2 because you have you can move 2 because you have the speed boost from the fighters.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily have to.
That's true. You could just stay there, yeah.
I've got 3 moves. Let's feint. That's not going to quite do what I want to do. What I want to do is very risky. That was the diagonal reading. Got me there. So I'm going to instead, I will, move in here and feint, and then we'll do an attack run. I'll move, there, and then do an attack run.
So you're attack running Gamola after feinting him? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's rolling 12, you are rolling 10.
10. We both have vicious.
12, yeah. Wow. Yep. After feinting him, he responds to an attack he thinks is coming and doesn't see the secondary attack you actually meant to do, which results in damage to his ships.
All right. Now I'm going to try and board, and Oda will board Gamola's ship if successful.
Okay, he is down to 11. You are rolling with 9 because you've already attacked this turn.
Right.
How many? 11. 9, 10, 11.
Okay. That's 9. I'm going to spend a momentum. Let's see. Reroll the 2 zeros. I'll take the risk and reroll 4. With vicious.
Nice.
New scene as Oda boards the IKS Valkyra.
I'm gonna dine on Klingon heart tonight.
should do what I want. Does it? It does. Cool. Great. So I can do this. Just setting up the board a little bit. Give me a moment.
Guys, it's been nice playing with you.
Guess I'll be going to third rank here pretty soon. I'm just kidding.
I was saying the KDF, you advance pretty rapidly.
Looks like I'll be taking up the captain's chair sooner than I thought.
Actually, I should change these icons. Do.
Hey, I just got a text that I've been chosen as Amazon's best customer, and I can get a $500 gift card if I just click this link.
Sure you will. See?
A $200 delivery fee, and they'll deliver it right to you.
That's right. All they need is my social security number and bank account.
So, after a boarding battle across the ships, you come to, you're able to fight your way to the bridge where Joe Gamola awaits.
Joe Gamola? Sorry.
You good?
Yeah.
He steps out of his chair and turns to face you and your warriors. Oh, well, should have expected that damn glaive to get on my bridge. Just didn't think you'd be the one holding it, young Oda.
I am my father's son. And despite your treachery, at least today you will die a warrior's death.
Joe to Joe, you and me. Let's leave these men to witness this battle.
Agreed.
He grabs a batleth from his chair and backs off a bit, and he just waves everyone to kind of back off and step away from their stations.
I do the same for my guys.
To all aboard! Today, two houses battle. Gamola and Oda. He who dies, dies with glory. He who lives, takes all.
Kapla!
He nods and readies his batleth. You're the one who won the boarding, so you get to start the fight, because you essentially did.
Okay. Read over my talents here real quick. So yeah, I will attack lethal.
Gives me a threat.
With the glaive. I will spend a determination on strike hard, strike fast. Or wait, actually. Yeah, let's spend it on great deeds, great songs again, because this is what this is.
Yeah, you are defeating a rather decorated KDF officer.
Right. Okay, and then I will give you an additional... Let me think. 6 threat
6 threat. Okay.
for 5 dice.
Oh, right, because you have your first one for free, so it'd be 5. Yeah.
No. Well, no. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And attribute and discipline in this case is daring and security. Makbara as a focus.
Yep.
Six.
Nice.
Oops. He's going to spend 3 threat for the value. Through the wisdom of the past, shall we win the victories of the future? This is not his first time being challenged, and hopefully it's not his last. He has the focus of hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
He has Breklo. No. And he's gonna buy all the dice he can. 3, 4, 5. He's gonna spend 1 threat to make this lethal. Here we go.
8 successes.
Oh, not that it matters, but that last die wouldn't have rolled because you will have rolled 4 dice.
Yeah, I just realized that too. So it's 1, 2, 3.
You're so good.
4, 5. Yeah, 6 successes plus the determination.
That's challenge dice again.
Can we mute Torg?
Torg, open mic.
Doug.
Daring security. Focus. Complication. He has a reroll in his future, so he will reroll that 16. That is 5 successes.
He's got for a total of 7. Did he spend it?
Yeah, he did.
So I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
Oh, right, it didn't count your
8.
hits. Yeah, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're tied. We're still tied. Oh, we're tied now. Shoot. Well, he has bold, so he has his other reroll because he's trying to beat you and not let you take a complication on this because he'd have to do it back, and that's not good. He'll reroll the 12. No, same result. He can't reroll anymore. I think we're straight tied. I imagine you want to take complication to succeed.
Yeah, I'll succeed at cost for this.
He's going to take the complication too. In effect, we're both hurting each other. We're both hitting each other.
Okay.
So these two warriors strike each other. Instead of defending each other, you both just jab into each other. I mean, he'll pull back, right? Right?
Okay. So we're just both rolling damage.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the glaive. Ah, come on. Where'd you go?
8 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Plus 5, because I have to battle. Whenever I buy additional dice for melee attack using threat, I gain 1 bonus momentum, which may only be spent on bonus damage, increasing the damage by 1 per momentum spent. So I spent 5 to buy.
Oh,
Yeah. So
additional 5.
yeah.
He has done a lethal. You've done a lethal injury to him. He has. Oh wait, no. He has. Oh, his armor doesn't save him. Because -1. That's not enough. So he's like here. -1 for you. So you take 7. That is enough to still potentially drop you.
Yeah.
But I assume you're going to spend 2 threat to stay standing to avoid
yes.
injury. Yeah.
Keep forgetting I don't have a track here. So.
I have it on the. Oh, you can't see the bar over your head?
Doi. Okay, there we go. So 12 minus 7.
None of us do.
5. Oh, I'm actually 13, not 12. So
Oh.
6.
I'll fix that.
No.
So you're at 6. He'll spend those 2 threat that you just spent to also avoid the injury. As you both gash into each other and blood starts dripping away, and you both kind of your Klingon physique. Any other species would have dropped from the wound you just took, but you're both Klingon warriors, so you just take it and just growl through it.
No.
Do you wish to swift task?
Well, since we're locked in hand to hand, I think it's 6 1 half dozen of another. So yeah, I'll let it go to him.
Darn. I needed more dice. Well, friend, this is not good. He is in trouble. But he won't back down because he's Gamola. Oh, jeez. I only have 1 threat. What the hell are you going to do with 1 threat? You can choose one thing or the other, man. You can't do both. What can you do?
I think your internal monologue has just become external.
That's so you guys aren't just sitting in silence wondering what I'm doing over here. He can't make it lethal. He'd like to, but he can't make it lethal. But then you'd get your armor. But he'd get to reroll dice. But the only way he gets more threat is if you spend. And you're going to have to... He will spend 1 to get... He's going to attack you. He is going to... He's buying a dice. He can't swing for lethal unless you give him threat.
Yeah, but once he's swung, he can't change it to lethal, can he?
That's true. Is he better off? Because you can still buy dice, so he will. He'll buy an extra die. He won't make it lethal. So you can buy dice back if you want.
Okay.
So I'm rolling through. Not challenge dice, but this 3. He has a daring 12 and a security of 5.
Man, he's a badass.
Rerolling that 20, obviously. He has another reroll. Good luck. That's your last one.
16's success.
Yeah, but he wants to have he wants to hit his focus.
Oh, fair.
So that's 1, 2. That's 3. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all he can do. Sorry, Gamola. I did what I could.
Oda will spend his determination on I travel the river of blood.
Oh no, you kept it. That's right.
I got it back.
Yep. Oh no. Are you swinging for lethal? It gives me a threat.
Yes, I'm swinging it for lethal.
I thought I'd ask.
I'm swinging it for lethal, and I'm also going to buy... I'll give you 5 more threat for the 4 dice.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not rolling 14 dice. That's my scores. So 4 dice there, plus the determination. 14. Discipline 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Complication plus 2 for the determination is 7.
7 versus 3. Gain 4 momentum.
Okay, I'll spend 2 to quash and
Yep.
keep 2. And I'm doing 8 damage with the glaive. Oof. Spin 1 to reroll all those dang zeros.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, well, plus there's all the bonus momentum.
Yeah, no, you can keep that momentum.
Okay.
Because he had two stress left. You dropped him. He just barely was standing. So yeah, you cut him down. You likely, I assume you behead the poor man.
No, I won't behead him. I'll give a roar of victory. Then I will draw my mek'leth, cut out his heart, and eat it raw on the bridge of his own ship.
Cheers from across the bridge, including the Gamola members, as they watched the rather brutal fight that took all of a few seconds between. It took 2 blows for the fight to end.
With blood running down my chin and my teeth stained red. He redeemed his treachery by dying a warrior's death!
Rah!
Yeah, and do the whole Klingon warning, Stovacor, blah, blah, blah.
Blah blah blah. Presence command
so-
diff 0 as you are rallying.
Okay, let me re-roll. Let me roll for my veteran. No luck this time. Presence command. Just gonna roll it flat.
Two successes, you gain 2 momentum.
Not 32, just 2. Nice.
End of scene as Oda stands victorious over the slain Gamola.
Nice.
Back in the Yov'Bot system,
We're not done yet.
some time passes. And as all the ships get ready to attack the remaining fighter, the cloaked ships, a flash of a surge of warped energy occurs in this direction, heading back to Bamoth. All enemy ships in the area have been defeated. You are no longer under attack. And your richer many fighters and
some capital ships.
some capital ships, and even some mercenary Galar-class cruisers.
Yep. Which are sort of capital ships.
Yep. Eventually, everyone is summoned back to the war room. All of you feeling the surge of victory in your hearts.
Well fought. Victory is ours.
Gamola is dead. We have you to thank, Hadoda, for killing that traitorous Klingon.
He died well, and I have fulfilled at least a part of my oath. But this is just the first battle in the war. But it is a glorious victory. One which we will broadcast throughout the sector and beyond. You all fought with honor and glory.
There is a matter I wish to bring to your attention, Joe.
Yes, Lord Singer?
The House of Gamola has fallen, though one of his house stands before us. You may choose under the law to discommodate the house in shame, or ascend one of its warriors to its title.
What say you, Amdras? Will you take up the banner of your house and follow SupQuit'aH, restore it to honor?
Yes, Hud. I wish to bring continued honor and glory to my house now that Gamola has died. I want to take my house back to its former glory and fight alongside such an esteemed house as House SupQuit'aH.
Then, as Joe of House SupQuit'aH, I accept your banner and the friendship and service of House Gamola. Let the stars tremble before our alliance. Gamola, SupQuit'aH, and Rasa. The Anan will fall before us.
Joe, a matter of succession, if I may.
Of course, Lord Singer.
It is by right, if Amdras wishes to honor the fallen and sees Gamola's name worthy of remembrance, he may keep the name and fight to purge Gamola of his shame. Or he may change the house's name to himself, as he is the newest ruler. The tradition of holding the name of one's forebears is either to honor their great achievements across time, or to hopefully win them glory in Stovacor, so they may race farther than they did in life. Surely SupQuit'aH has many warriors in Stovacor, but Gamola was once a great raider of the Empire. To fall here, well, his name can either fall into dishonor, or it may be to with the glory of Amdras to rise. But that is left to, I would suggest, to Amdras to decide, for he is the rudder for his house and those loyal.
Agreed. Amdras, it is your decision as Joe of your house to give it your name or to keep the name of your predecessor.
Yes, Hud. Outside of character, does this need to be decided now?
You could think about it. It's
okay.
Especially since it was a battlefield change of command. It wasn't the nice intriguey court stuff. It's like, no, the guy died in battle and I'm the one who helped beat him.
Yeah. I would like to defer that decision. So I will. So going back into character.
Okay.
Haroda, the battle was long and hard fought today. I will, if you would allow, I will sit and deliberate on what my next action will be as a leader of the house, and I may take a little bit of time to figure out what my next move is.
Of course. But I will say two things. The first, a house bearing your name can only be an honorable house, and can only rise in power and glory. You are a loyal and brave officer and have proved yourself in battle. So, fear not, should your heart lead you in the direction of taking the house under your own name. And one piece of advice, for which I will ask Lore Singer Sasir's help. I have learned that a Joe needs the wisdom of a lore singer. Perhaps, lore singer, since you and the other lore singers communicate, you could help Sog Andrus with the choice of one who will be his friend as much as you have befriended me, and advise him as well as you have me.
My suggestion to that regard is the lore singer of Gamola would either be aboard his flagship or somewhere at the Taggy station, which is a secret that has been held by Gamola for since the war, the Dominion War. I would say to you, Amdris, that the lore singer of Gamola is a he is your elder, and he will be very opinionated, but I would believe that in the manner in which you took up the mantle of leadership, I don't think he will ever oppose you. Long have the Gamola line and back bloodied themselves on each other's swords in pursuit of the strong and the brave. So I see no need for you to change, although if he seems at all gruff or loud, take that not as disrespect, but as his age catching with him. Lore singers win our battles not by a blade, but by song. But it is your house, Amdris. You may choose a new lore singer if you believe it is better for you, once you meet him.
Thank you for your counsel, Lord Singer. I will take all of this and think of my next actions.
She nods.
And Hadoda, I thank you for your confidence and support in this matter.
Have earned it as a true Klingon warrior. Tomorrow, we regroup, repair, and prepare our next steps. But tonight, celebrate. Let the casks of blood wine be tapped throughout the fleet. Let us mark this victory with song and celebration.
To the glory of the Alliance, Hadoda.
Kapla!
Kapla.
Ah,
Lore Singer, I think it is time for you and I to compose the next verse of the lore song.
Indeed, Jo. Although I presume tomorrow, when the heady fires of blood wine rush through our veins and our your multiple livers, she grins, I presume we are to advance upon Bemoth with our combined forces, once all have been brought back to battle readiness.
That is a good plan. And by far the most direct. So yes, barring intelligence that requires another approach, yes. I think it is time to return to Bemoth.
Have there been any reports of these crystals aboard Gamola's ship?
Ooh, that was the magic question I was wondering someone was going to ask.
Yep.
Reason, security, difficulty. I'm going to make this as hard as I can. 3, 4.
Are you still sore about Gamola?
5. A little bit. I liked Gamola.
Who's rolling that?
Difficulty 5, good lord.
Yeah.
Gamora was gonna die one way or another, whether it's at the Joe or the Joe's blade or my blade.
What's your reason, Torg?
I just wanted to kill somebody. And the fact that they were shipping in the damned crystals, you wanted a little bit of payback.
Okay, so Torg's rolling a 13 reason security. As is Oda.
Oh, dude, you're going...
I'm hungry!
Anybody rolling better than the 13 reason security?
I would be at 12, so no.
Multiple people can assist, but if a complication arises, you might find something you don't want to find. And it'll affect anyone who's on the search.
It's better that we know now so we can destroy it.
Torg, do you have your determination still?
Yes, I do.
Then why don't you lead the roll? It's reason, security, difficulty 5. Lead the roll and spend your determination. And
I guess
Oda will assist.
as far as the value to be rolled against is I will not be defeated.
Yeah.
Or today is a good day to die.
I don't know where you want that one.
Now I guess I'll roll against I will not be defeated.
Yep. Is anyone else? Is it just Oda and Torg doing the search?
I'll assist.
Okay.
I'll join too.
And Torg,
Yeah,
we've
I
got
will assist as well.
Oh, okay. So everyone's going.
Torg, we've got a 4 momentum. If you want to buy extra dice, it is difficulty 5, but you're getting 4 assists.
I will buy 2 dice, so whatever everyone else rolls will go back into the momentum pool.
That's 1.
I won't
One
assist
die.
actually, since everyone else is in there. Someone
So-
has to survive this.
Nice.
That's 4 momentum, 1 threat, GM.
1 threat, you say?
Yeah.
Ooh.
1, 2. Is that 2 or 3?
3, because, well, depending on if he has a focus.
Probably. Let me double check.
Focus is be survival.
Yeah, because you're being careful about it. You're like, no, don't get anywhere near the box anybody. Keep the lights off. Just be very cautious around these things.
So that's 3 on the dice and 5 with the determination spend. See if Oda can roll a complication.
Sorry, who was that? Sorry.
I think Oda has a focus for this one. There's 6.
Keldar and Amdris. Come on. You can get me up. Well, that's not what I was looking for, Keldar.
8. Nicely done.
This is reason plus security, correct?
Reason security, yep.
Okay, I will put security at 2, and number of dice 2. Reason security 12. Focus is 2, and complication.
It's just
1
one
success.
dice.
1 die,
But
thankfully.
a complication.
Yep.
Oh, was 1 die?
Yeah, I only take the first one rolled, so you're good.
Okay.
You lucked out.
Yeah.
I'm going to double check how many enemy ships there were. Well, cruisers. Let's see, I'm going to poke my nose over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't count the fighters, so there are 7 possible places there could be crystals. Three ships have the black boxes.
Yikes.
thankfully, because you guys were so careful about it, you were able to find these boxes without turning them on. Basically, the way they had them stored, they had them in a pitch dark room, no power was going into the room, and they just let the box sit there. It looked like they were just transporting them. They weren't like they were, but nothing else. Like they were just holding on to them in a secure area on each of the ships.
Shall we put them in a shuttle and direct it towards the sun to be destroyed?
Put them in the shuttle and they'll blast it out of the sky.
Tarkin, Keldar, see what you can find from our captured ships, records and logs about the movements of these crystals and where they came from, who wanted them, where they were going. Tarkin.
Certainly, Oda. Odd.
Right.
Tarkin. A word.
Tarkin moves over.
I'll take Tarkin into an anteroom or something. For just the two of us. Tell
What
me.
is it, Hod?
Do you think we should allow Rasa access to some of these crystals to learn what she can about them and carry out her experiments? I believe it is dangerous, but for all of her flaws, she is brilliant.
She is a brilliant mind. Of course, she has, in that respect, a mind of her own at times. She has pledged allegiance to you, but I shall be there to keep her steady, ensure that she does not stray from our goals. I believe it is our best chance in finding out what these crystals are about. Should take her into our confidence and see what she may find.
I must report this to the Chancellor. His word will be the final say. I am also cognizant that according to the Federation, these are a sentient species. Although if they pose as great a threat to the Empire as I believe, it will not be the first sentient species that we have dealt with. So, inform Rasa we have something for her.
Very well, Oda. Hod. I shall pass on the information we have gathered so far, and coordinate the research with Rasa.
Very well. And don't forget the logs and records of those ships. We need to find out who is bringing all this into the Empire. And yeah, I will attempt to. I guess I'll ask Keldar to help me again with a encrypted communication to Martok about the crystals and the fact that we have some, and are investigating them with all due caution. Also, that we, I'll update him. I'll update him on the status of the houses in the Bamoth sector.
So the transmission will go out. You guys don't have to worry about rolling for transmission because you have the Rasa station. Right. So if anyone wants to listen in, too bad. But I will give you a roll for trying to figure out where this stuff came from. I'm going to call this reason, science, or security. Opposed, because somebody would have made active effort to hide what's going on.
We have 4 momentum.
I have 1 threat.
Alright. Okay, I will use 1 threat to get to activate my bold talent, and then use 2 momentum in order to get 2 dice into additional 2 dice.
Okay. I'll spend 1 threat back. That's all I can do.
I'll assist Tarkin.
Okay.
How much momentum total?
2. Yeah, 2. So, down to 2. Can I use research focus?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great focus.
I'll reroll it at 18 because I'm trying to hide something.
Complication is just 1.
Just 1, yep. Wow.
Oh. I guess we'll buy off that.
Do you have a reroll?
You can
Oh
reroll
yeah, I
it.
do have a reroll. That's right.
Yeah. Because you've got. So we still have that too.
There you go.
There you go.
When he's at, that's a lot of successes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 successes.
7 to what?
I got 2 hits, so.
So we are capped with some. Yeah, we got 4 float. No, 3 float. Ah! Now I'm gonna spin threat. They're coming for you, Corbinian.
Shoot, I lost track of what I was doing there. I'm trying to send a message to this person. Where are you? There you are.
So, did we record Hot Oda's battle with Joe Gamola, and now we're broadcasting it?
It's going to be broadcasted, yeah. And it would have been something that was recorded, especially since you both announced it, so they would have recorded the fight for posterity, if nothing else.
It's not like Oda shies away from propaganda.
Sent that information to you in Discord. I had to be very careful how to word that, so I didn't mislead you.
Okay.
You do have a free question because of Science Officer, and your 3 float as well. So there's a bunch of questions you can ask.
Yeah, I'll just tell this information Thomas.
Sure.
So as he, I guess, cracks some of the information that's been encoded and tracks the movement of these ships, reports back to the war room here. It seems that the crystals were sent from the Ferengi station out in the Shackleton Expanse, but apparently that they were recovered from the wreckage of Bemoth Station, where it landed in the city of Bemoth Central. This is startling news. Maybe information around whether there's still some crystals on Bemoth?
So the crystals were taken from the wreckage of Bemoth Station outside of the Empire to this Ferengi station in the Shackleton Expanse and then brought back into the Empire?
Yeah.
Were you able to determine who ordered them brought back? Who was trying to gain control of them?
No. Like originally, the crystals came from that Ferengi station you guys know about, and their first stop was Bemoth Station, and then when Bemoth Station crashed into Bemoth Central, the crystals there were recovered by Gamola.
Ah, okay. So originally they came from the Ferengi station.
And where the Ferengi station got it from, Gamola doesn't know, because that's not where he got it from.
Any information about how they got on board Bemoth?
It appears there's still crystals at Bemoth Central. The presence of these sentient beings still have their influence there. And the original transporters of the crystals still remains within the city.
Those who brought it to Bemoth originally?
Yes. Let me see if I can determine who may have brought it, whether it's a faction or some... perhaps they may have bought it from someone.
Asking a question with one of your float.
Yeah, I'm counting. That was already 2 questions, right? So we still have 3 to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I need your science officer, so you get 1 for free.
Yeah. Oh, we had 3 floating right before. Okay, so we had so 2 more. Yep. From the ship records, it appears to be doesn't appear to be a Klingon ship, a civilian ship, the SS Torah.
Taura. The Federation logs. I go over to the panel and bring up the report that Tor got from Section 31. Here, on their stardate 53853.1, this Irene Adler was aboard the SS Tara, outfitted with a cloaking device. It was she who brought this to Bemoth Station, at least according to this Captain Grinnan. Although he claims that she was being controlled by these crystals, or some variant thereof.
And what was their purpose to bring it to Bemoth? greater plan for the Empire?
I do not know. There are no... According to these logs, the Tar was destroyed on Stardate 53873.2. And Adler dead. If we can trust Federation logs. Still. Do not see that this information necessarily changes our next steps of moving toward Bamoth.
We should be careful there, Joe. Perhaps it is these crystals which are our true enemy in this.
Torg, can you use your contacts with the Federation to reach out to this Captain Grinnan? Perhaps it is time that he and I should speak. Torg?
He's on mute. Is it wise to bring the Federation into this matter, Hod?
Another point, Joe. At current, the Empire has listed this captain as wanted for the events of Bamoth. He's currently the prime suspect, being pushed in the High Council. If we associate with him, any enemies you may have in the High Council may see that as an opportunity to drag your name down with him as a collaborator, or attempting to, if you do not divulge his location, at the very least.
Once again, your wisdom serves the house well, Lorsinger. Disregard, Torg. The Lorsinger is right. It is not the time to make such an outreach, particularly with the political situation as it is. However, perhaps after we have settled things at Bamoth, might do well to pay a visit to this Daimon Prakul, however, whatever the name is. Parazul in the Shackleton Expanse. After all, it is unclaimed space. Anyone may go there.
Shall we quarantine the part of the city which holds these crystals, Oda, once we take over Bamoth?
That will have to await our determination of what the situation actually is on the ground. And still, Gamola there was no evidence of any influence over Gamola, though he was transporting these black boxes. I must still wonder, however, if Banan is under their influence. We can only plan so much before the fog of war hides the information we need to plan effectively. So, tonight let us celebrate this great victory, for it is a great victory. And let us celebrate too the reunion of three of the three great houses of Bamoth sector.
And the group of you begin to break up to attend to the festivities of the many warriors who fought. As a war will rage for the soul of Bamoth. and more questions are answered, and likely more still will be asked. For now, that will be everything for those of you out there watching. Thank you very much for watching with us, and we hope to see you all next time. Have a good one.